Welcome back to the channel, people. So this is a video where it's proof that the left is eating itself alive. Now, Helen Mcentee, the so-called protector of women, has basically came out and has refused to acknowledge biological and criminal fact. So for some time now, I've had my suspicions. And basically, if you are some type of a woman abuser out there, all you have to do is identify as a woman and you'll not be seen as a woman abuser. They will put you into a female prison. All you have to do is identify as a woman, put you into a female prison, and everything's a-okay. And that's what Helen Mcentee here is refusing to accept. That the laws that Ireland has brought in to protect people, the protected characteristics, is actually a form of how criminals can get away with things. Honestly, I mean, this is where it's going to. And every day that goes by, I'm laughing at this. I'm laughing at this property. This is like a proper clown show, comedy show. The Leo Varadkar clown show has to come back. I'm going to have to change it to Simon Harris's name, but it has to come back because the clown show is going on, folks. It hasn't ended. It's gotten worse. So this here is a reaction video I'm doing today. This is Ben Scallon basically calling out Helen Mcentee on her crazy ideology and the laws that have been brought into Ireland. So, yeah, let's get into this now, right? Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you think. Thanks to everybody that has bought me a coffee. I appreciate that. If you want to buy me a coffee, the Buy Me a Coffee link can be found in the comment section and description. And this is a video from Grip Media. So if you want to go over and subscribe to Grip Media, and I would suggest you do that, use the link in the description to head over and subscribe to the YouTube channel to be updated daily on daily videos to do with the wacky world of Ireland and just general news. They are literally out here doing the Lord's work, reporting on all the things the far left media do not want to report on. They are doing a way better job than RTE. They shouldn't be at the level that they're at. They should be at the top right now, but there's a lot of hurdles in their way. So make sure you show your support and head over and subscribe to the channel. And you can actually become a member to Grip Media on their website. If you go onto their website, there's a little place where you can have a subscription based thing where you can support them monthly and you get access to exclusive content. So I think it's only fair that I'm using their content that I can show you a way where you can support these guys and subscribe to their channel and you know, give them a monthly subscription. Just think about what you give a monthly subscription to. Just think what you would spend money on. Like, people don't care about spending £20, €20 a day in coffee, food. This is going to a good cause. So if you want to support the fight, make sure you head over and subscribe to their YouTube channel with the link in the description. And if you want to go a bit further, you can give them a monthly subscription and get access to exclusive content on their website. So let's get into it now. And yes, I will remove this video if they don't want me to use it. Obviously, this isn't my content, and all they have to do is send me an email or let me know in the comment section if they don't want me to react to this, and I will take it down with no issues. So let's get into the reaction video now, guys. This is Helen Mcentee making an absolute clown of herself.
Obviously, a big priority of yours is protecting women from gender-based violence, but last week Barbie Kardashian appeared in court for threatening to kill 2 women, and as you know, this individual is a violent biologist.
Whoa. Whoa. My son plays a game called Huggy Wuggy. We've actually got him a new PC. I'm really, really jealous. This kid's got a graphics card that's absolutely phenomenal. He's got a 2-monitor setup. The PC's worth about $2,000, but we got it built for us for like 600 quid by our friend in Liverpool. And he plays this game Huggy Wuggy with graphics in it that's crazy. That's the vibes I'm getting there. That's the embodiment of Huggy Wuggy. Like, if Huggy Wuggy morphed into a human being, that's what it would look like. That is absolutely mental, how you would put that person into a women's prison. I mean, you're not for the protection of women if you put that, even without any charges, if you put that person into a women's prison, that biological male into a women's prison, you're putting women at risk. So you can't be self-proclaimed protector of women, and then put that into a women's prison. Honestly, honest to God, like that's my initial reaction here.
Male sex offender who's threatened to rape, torture, and kill women in the past, but who was initially placed in Limerick prison among women by virtue of having a gender recognition cert that says this individual is a woman. So, do you not think this whole episode exposes the absurdity of the gender cert system, that somebody like this could be recognised as a woman in the eyes of the Irish state? Is that not a ridiculous?
Absolutely ridiculous. That's what that is. They, who are they? They, them, she, he, I don't know, said that they were going to do what? They were going to hurry up and torture. Are you serious? And they still put this person into a women's prison? Wow.
Situation.
Well, you're right. One of my main priorities has been.
Well, there you go. Just ended at that. You're right. You're right. Ben, you're right. You should have just cut it there and then have the end screen. That's it. You're right. She said it. You're right.
Ensure that women and girls in this country are protected and kept safe. And that continues to be one of my number one priorities here.
How is it one of your number one priorities to protect women and girls whenever you were one of the biggest advocates for taking mother out of the Constitution and you tried to bring in durable relationships? You literally tried to harm women and take their constitutional rights away from them under the guise that this is for the new progressive society. And you try to bring in durable relationships. And the sneaky thing about that was that the migrants can bring in like 20 of their family members. All they have to do is be recognized as one family. 10 mummies and 5 daddies. Do you know what I mean? So you're not for the protection of women and girls. You try to hurt women and girls. It's been exposed now. That's who you are. And you have no issue with women and girls being taken out of the Constitution and their rights taken away from them from the Constitution, their constitutional rights. That's literally what you tried to do. Do you know what I mean? So, this is what she does. Just whenever she said, even if they don't have the correct documentation, they have to prove who they are. And I said, well, how can they prove who they are if they don't have the correct documentation? She lied to you without lying. That's what she's doing here. This person is Helen Mcentee is very, very well rehearsed in media language. The best at it, better than anybody in England or America. This person answers questions with questions and still manages to slither out of it. This is the embodiment, just like the other person there was the embodiment of Huggy Wuggy. Helen Mcentee, in my opinion, is the embodiment of a snake. Honestly, answer the question. You actually answered it fully at this beginning there. You said you're right. That you're right, Ben. What you should have done was, Ben, you're 100% right. It's absolutely disgusting. Women and girls in this country are, being attacked left, right, and center. We cannot come out here and condone. We cannot come out here and put men into prison, but that at the same time, if one of those men identifies as a woman after committing horrendous acts against women, i.e. hurry up and domestic violence, for them then just to identify as a woman and we put them around women that are in prison and possibly putting further women in danger. We can't do that. So things are going to have to change, Ben. You're 100% right. And yes, would actually like to speak to you, Ben. We'll get a team together to see what we can do to further protect the women of Ireland. That's a really good answer, but no, not Helen here.
Where a person is sent to in a prison is very much a matter for the judge, and obviously I can't comment on any.
It's not a matter of the judge. It's a matter of biological fact. So a judge, a scientist? Well, you like to say that to me, don't you? In the comment sections on Twitter and X. Well, you're not a scientist. How do you know? You don't know anything about biology. Does a judge? So it's up to a judge now whether a biological male who's threatened to hurry up women and torture them. So I'm up to a judge whether that person goes into a women's prison, even though that person's a biological male. Sure, a judge isn't a biologist. Oh, he knows law. Oh, right. Okay, I get you. So that's why you changed the law. So then it would give the judge permission to put dangerous men around women. That's why he's changed the law then. Oh, now I've got it.
individual case.
But I'm not talking about the prison situation exactly. I'm more talking about the gender recognition cert system. Do you not think that it's somewhat absurd that an individual who is biologically male, who has sex offences and who has threatened to kill women and attack women, could identify as female and be recognised as such in the eyes of the Irish law? Is that
Of course, it's absolutely absurd, but they're trying to make it absurd because they thought the woke minority was the majority. They thought everybody in their household felt the same way, so they tried to speak to a demographic of people to siphon their votes. Well, the referendum told them different. The referendum really told them different. Past referendum was a mock election to what the actual native people of Ireland think of the politicians like Helen Mcentee. And what the 3/4 of the Irish people said in Ireland was, we don't want any of your woke bullshit anywhere near us. You're putting women in danger. You're putting kids in danger with the ideologies that you're teaching in school. And at the exact same time, you're bringing in thousands of undocumented males. 80% of them do not have a identification, even though Helen here likes to lie to you and say that they can't get into the country if they don't have the correct documentation. That's a lie, Helen, isn't it? So that's what they're doing. They're completely destroying the fabric of Ireland.
do you stand over that? Is that a situation that makes sense to you?
The Gender Recognition Act is legislation that was passed by both houses here, acknowledging, I suppose, a person.
The Gender Recognition Act is a farce. It's an absolute farce. I, right now, myself, the way I look, can identify as a woman. If I commit a terrible act against a woman, I can then identify as a woman, and you have to, by law, put me into a women's prison. Hence, then putting other women at risk of danger, of sexual violence and just violence in general. Think about it. I mean, this isn't rocket science. This is where the left eats itself alive 100%.
Right to identify as male or female. This legislation was passed with the support of both houses. But again, individual cases I'm not going to comment on.
Well, it's the individual cases that, it's the individual cases that you use, Helen, and the rest of your cronies use to pass legislation with everything. So you will take an individual case, say, the big bad far right, the protest against the destruction of Ireland. You will take an individual case for that and say, well, because of this individual case, we need to legislate this. So what I'm going to say is, the fact that women are being put in danger with your legislation and the wacky laws that you have brought in and this gender cert thing, then you need to take responsibility for that, rescind that, and put in a protection for women. So women, even when they go to prison, no matter who they are, know that they're not going to be around violent males. Because let's just say something comes out about you, Helen. Just say something comes out about you. Let's just say it comes out somebody that you're close to has a conflict of interest in a pharmaceutical company that possibly could be selling something to children, right? Hypotheticals. I'm not saying that's true. And then you find yourself wrapped up in that. And then there's ramifications for you, Helen. And then just say you go to prison because a judge deems you guilty on whatever that may be. You go to prison and you find yourself inside a cell with a cell buddy that is a biological male that identifies as a woman that's extremely violent. Will you then reflect on that and think to yourself, maybe I shouldn't have started the destruction of Ireland. Maybe I shouldn't have brought in these crazy laws that further hindered women. Just saying.
Would that include, even, as I say, a violent individual who has a history of making violent comments about women and engaging in acts of violence against women, that if they identify as a woman, then they are to be recognised again? Does that make sense to you?
I identify as a helicopter. Should you call me a helicopter? No, of course you shouldn't. My 10-year-old, he's 10 years of age. He's a genius. He's got autism. He's an actual genius. Dresses up in Five Nights at Freddy's and thinks that he's Freddy Fazbear. Do I reinforce the fact that he's Freddy Fazbear? When he says, Daddy, look, I'm Freddy Fazbear. Well, that's a really good costume, son. You look fantastic. Daddy, I know you're not actually Freddy Fazbear. You're a human being, male. Okay. Now, if I was a whack job parent, I would say to him, yes, you're Freddie Fazbear and you can identify as Freddie Fazbear. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not a whack job parent. I've got logical thinking. And the same applies here. Do you know what I mean? Sort of talking to the whack jobs, the minority whack jobs that like to destroy their children.
There are many violent people in this country, men and women, and it's up to the individual judge, depending on the crime, to identify where that person.
But how is it up to a judge? That judge isn't a biologist. You should get a biologist in and take a blood sample and say, well, this person is biologically a male, so this person has to go to a male prison. Why is it up to a judge? Do judges, are they trained in biology? I didn't know that, Helen. This is news to me.
Should be placed in prison, and I'm not going to obviously comment on a decision taken by any individual judge.
Of course you can't comment on anything like that because you know that you're wrong. You only elaborate on things that you know that you can be right on or you can manipulate on. Very few times are you right, Helen. You shouldn't be in the job. Neither should half the people in politics. And as I say, the greatest conspiracy ever was telling our children to not get involved in religion and politics, because what happened was people like this got into religion and politics and they are actively destroying the country. That's what's happening here. So make sure if you're a kid, you shouldn't be watching this if you're a kid, but if you're a young person, even if you're 18 years of age, get into religion and politics. Make sure you have your say, because without you, the country is doomed. So there you have it, folks. Helen Mcentee talking to the wacky once again, throwing shade onto the judge. I didn't know judges were trained in biology these days. Maybe the judge can get a biologist in, take a blood test, even a simple blood analyst could take a blood test. Let's see if this person's male or female. Once this person is identified as male, straight into the male prison, and we're not going to put females in danger anymore. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff, guys. That is the end of the video. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. Give this a share too. Share, copy, link the clipboard. All be share, because these channels don't grow without sharing. I do get a lot of shares from you, so thank you very much. If you do want to buy me a coffee, you can use the link in the description along with the link for my X and my Rumble. Those links can be found in the comment section and description. And thanks to everybody that has bought me a coffee. That is the end of the video, guys. Crazy stuff. Thank you very much for tuning in. Peace.